What up, YouTube? It's your boy Open Mind, and I just have a few things I want to hold us men accountable for. But it's really not men all the way men. It's just that men started it, and then women took it and basically did the same thing men do. And now that we see the behavior, it's like a reflection. So what am I talking about? Well, this thing about being successful, having money, having accomplished things in life, and you're single, and you feel as though the women that come into your space should adore and worship and revere you because you're successful and you have some money in the bank. You've accomplished this, you've accomplished that, you've amassed some pretty decent amount of money for yourself, and you out here on the prowl trying to get women, you know what I'm saying, which you will be able to get women, but you won't get the woman that's genuine. You're going to get the woman that's just there for your spending because you led with your money, you led with your success in the conversation when y'all met. You met her online, you met her at a club, you met her at a social gathering, whatever, wherever y'all met at. You and this particular woman or women, the conversation from you, man, to woman is what I've accomplished in life and how much money I got and what I can do for you. That is your initial conversation when meeting women. And then you get these women, maybe you have sex with them, maybe you don't, but more than likely you will because you have this success and these accomplishments. What you as a man end up doing is your speech, your words, the things you say to her in just general conversation in the bed, pillow talk, in text, or just when y'all together, the snide comments that you make towards her. Well, I can get any woman I want. Well, I got this, I got that, and then the things, the ridiculous expectations that you have for her, and the ultimatums that you give her because you're successful, and if she don't do you say how you say it, you're gonna replace her with somebody else, and you're gonna give that somebody else the money that you've made. You're going to pay that person's bills. You're going to pamper and spoil that somebody else like you're doing the girl that you got. And that's to manipulate and control her, right? So here's what's happened. Time has passed because men were the first success stories. For a while, women were subjugated. Women couldn't get jobs. Women couldn't vote. Women couldn't do a lot of the things that men can do now. And now that the women have gotten their rights, equal rights, back in the 60s, I want to say it was the 60s, early 60s with the women's movement and the women's right to vote and the women can work and stuff like that. Now it's 2022 and the dynamic has shifted. Women are now successful. They can make as much money as men can make, if not more. And the problem is that they become successful. They get the women. They get all this accomplishment. They get all this money. They get these degrees. They just accomplish all the same things most men accomplish. They find themselves single. They finally maybe get a man, maybe date someone, right? And what ends up happening is they become like the man who's successful, controlling, ultimative, manipulative. I've done this, I've done that, I don't need a man, I can replace you with any man, a lot of men would want me, blah, blah, blah. The same shit successful men say to women that they date. Successful women say the same shit to men that they date, if not eventually be with. It's not about the man or the woman. It's not an indictment on men and women. It's an indictment on successful, well-to-do, financially stable men and women. This indictment video is directed at you all. So it's not a holding men and women accountable video. That's not what I'm doing. I'm holding successful, well-to-do, financially stable men and women accountable for their arrogance. Yes, you are arrogant. You have accomplished some things in life. You have amassed a certain amount of money. You are doing well for yourself financially, only financially. I'm just speaking on your financial situation, not talking about whatever milestones you've accomplished in life that are personal to you. Those are your personal milestones and your personal accomplishments. I am referring only only to the amount of money that you have made based off the career choices that you have made, the schooling you have gone, the degrees you have, which led to the job you now work, which the money you now make from that job. I am talking to you guys because that you wear that as a badge of courage. I work for this company, I work for that company, I make this amount of money, I make that amount of money, I've done this, I've done that. All these things you've done to accumulate wealth, money, you use that, men and women, you use that and you wear that as like an article of clothing. You lead with that. You walk down the street wearing your accomplishments. You walk down the street wearing your money. And you expect people to worship you at your feet because of your money and your accomplishments. You say this in your conversation when dating you. When people date you, they hear your accomplishments in the conversation because you make sure to tell people everything you've accomplished and how much money you got. And, like you do that. So what ends up happening is you become a tyrant. You become a subjugator. You become hard to date, hard to love, hard to want to be with. Yes, you can bring a lot to a person's table because you've accomplished a lot. You've amassed a lot of, you're financially stable. But mental health takes precedence over financial well-being because you can be in a relationship with someone who is successful, who has it all to give you and can make your financial life easier. But the misery to be with that person because of their pompousness, their arrogance, their everyday day-to-day insecurity about themselves that they have to keep reminding you every day, or not every day, as often as possible, how much they've accomplished, how much you have not accomplished, and how lucky you are to have them. You have to hear that if you're dating someone who's successful. And you have to ask yourself a few questions if this is you on the receiving end. Do I really want to be with that person who's successful and financially stable but treat you like shit? The accountability here lies in the arrogance and the pompous of the person who has gone out into this world and accomplished something and amass some money for accomplishing something and expect people to kiss their feet and worship the ground they walk on because they were able to accomplish something that maybe most others couldn't. You do deserve to be congratulated and you do deserve your roses for having accomplished a magnificent feat, but that is not, you're not a god to be worshipped because you accomplished that. No person should have to kiss your feet every day, kiss your ass every day to make you feel, I guess, revered because of what you've set out to do. Successful people always get cheated on. The richest people, the most successful people, get cheated on by their partners. And it'd be said that, well, the person's always at work, they're always busy, y'all never see my husband, my wife, whatever the fuck it is, right? Whatever excuse they come up with, it's an excuse. What it really is, the reason that that person cheated or stepped out is because they feel you've made them feel inadequate. You've made them feel less than a person in the things that you say to them day to day while being with you because you're successful. You've accomplished things. You want to keep reminding and reiterating to the person that you're with what you've accomplished and how successful you are and how lucky they should feel to be with you. And as you continue to play that broken record in that relationship and that dating ship and that situationship or whatever that is between you, the successful person, and the other individual, you inevitably make them feel inadequate. And eventually y'all part ways. They either gonna cheat or y'all just part ways eventually. The reason being is because you're dealing with human beings, you're not dealing with robots. A lot of people say, well, I need somebody to bring something to my table. If you're gonna date me, you got to be able to do this and do that, right? You, that person, if that is what you do, that is the mating call. That's your mating call. You gonna date me, you better be bringing something to my table because I ain't got time, child. Right? That person. Men do this too now. Even though I use that little voice mocking of female, this is not female driven behavior. This is human behavior. Human beings expect their significant other to bring something to their table so that they can use them and leech off of them. That's what that's about. What you bring into my table is code for how can I leech and use you. If you have nothing for me to leech off of and use you for, then what are you for? Why am I with you? And that's because we live in a capitalist society. Our society is capitalism. So even we're capitalists even in our relationship. Love is capitalism now. Love is a transaction. Everything is a transaction, a business transaction, right? Money exchanged for time, money exchanged for sex, money exchanged for everything. We had to do money exchanges for fucking just to exist as humans. My Cash App, put some money in my Cash App. If you ain't trying to cash at me, what we talking about? What we talking about? That's that transactional, capitalist economy that we live in. But that's the accountability. The accountability lies in the ego, the arrogance, and the pompous nature of the successful person, the successful asshole, the successful hopeless romantic. Right? You're a hopeless romantic. You're successful. You've accomplished a lot in life. You got money in the bank. You're doing well for yourself. We're proud of you. Good job. But that does not translate to love. Love has nothing to do with success. You can be a very, very successful person in business, and you can suck at love because love has nothing to do with a college degree. Love has nothing to do with how much money you make. You either feel love for a person or you don't feel love for a person. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with college degrees. It has nothing to do with entrepreneurship. It has nothing to do with anything tangible, financial, or otherwise, whatever societal. Love is an emotion that you feel. It is a feeling. And it is a feeling that you feel for people who you care about. You use love to help make your decisions for the said person that you love. Love helps you decide. Love helps you make choices. You make choices under love for the person, not under money or success. So, rude awakening to all the successful people out there who are single and have high, ridiculous, unrealistic standards for people to date them because they've accomplished a lot. No matter what you accomplish in life, love is a different beast altogether. And just because a person checks all of your boxes for what is required to date you, just to get your attention in that area, it's not necessarily mean it's going to translate to loving them or them loving you. To love someone is to be able to overlook their behavior and see the good in them. Is there any good in you? Because if you're not lovable, if you can't be like, if you don't have the capacity to be lovable, right? You have all these accomplishments in life, but does anybody love you? Have you And do they love you because of you, or do they love you because of what you can do for them and the things you've accomplished? And and they're kissing your feet, worshiping the ground you walk on because you're a god. Blah 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 blah. It's only because of what you've accomplished, just not because of you as a person. Because if you didn't have none of that shit, with those people give a fuck about you? You have to ask yourself, successful person, do the people who claim they care about me, or the things that I can do for them? And whose fault is that? Is that their fault or your fault? Because you continue to boast and brag about the shit you've accomplished. You cannot blame people for using you and leeching off of you if you continue to lead with the things you have. Oh, you got that? Oh, let me hold something. Get your begging ass on. You get frustrated when people hold their hand out to you, but you're the one coming into the room volunteering the fact that you have the money. Nobody asked you for any money until you started boasting and bragging about how much you got. Nobody's gonna ask you for anything if they don't know you got it. But you want people to know you got it. You want to feel revered. You want to feel like that the person, male or female, this isn't a gender thing. This is a successful thing. Success can corrupt anyone, male and female. Success can make anybody pompous. Success can make anybody arrogant, and success can make anybody think that they're more than what they are. So it's not. I know I said at the top of the video that I was holding men accountable, but only reason I said that is because men were the first success story. Women were not allowed to be successful. Times have changed, and now women have tasted that success, and now they see what it does to the men who taste that success. So success is what I'm holding accountable. You have to be careful in your success. Do not let your success make you pompous and arrogant and think you godlike because you accomplished something. That's not, nobody shows you an ass kiss, a foot kiss, or to be your subjugated fucking slave because you have more money than them. That's still a human who deserves some human dignity. And dignity is what is the key ingredient to making relationships work. You have to show the other person some dignity, some respect, some basic human rights. Basic human rights for a poor person or a rich person, doesn't matter. Basic human rights go a long way. You give a person the bare minimum of basic human respect. This is a human being who deserves protection, respect, and patience because they're human. Right? They got flesh, they got emotions, they make mistakes. All things humans do, rich or poor. It doesn't matter your financial situation. You're human, and you're not going to get it right all the time. You're not going to always have the right answer. You're not going to do it right. You're going to make mistakes, rich or poor. But because a poor person is poor, and they may happen to be with a person that's successful, the successful person does not want the poor person to make any mistakes. There's an ultimatum. You fuck up, you're gone. I can get another one just like you. Right? Male and female. Successful women date broke niggas. Successful men date broke women. Right? It's there. It happens. But they do it because they want to feel empowered. Right? They prey on people. Don't think that successful women don't date broke men. Like, don't think that they don't think that just because people say shit like what you bringing to my table, or I'm a millionaire so you can't date me. Millionaire women date dudes who ain't got $1 million all the time, bro. Millionaire women, CEO women, they don't just date millionaires. They date regular 9 to 5 people a lot. But they do it because they want to control those people. There's a sadistic desire to be a slave master. A woman successful has a boy toy, man toy, who she can, pull on the string. That's an empowering feeling, right? To be able to subjugate a man. You're a woman, but you're subjugating this man because he needs you. He needs your money. He needs your success. He needs your connections. He needs your financial status because he hadn't accomplished what you've accomplished. And you dangle that shit like a carrot to him. You want this, you want that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. He has to do these subjugating, demeaning things to maintain you because you're a successful person in a relationship. Success can corrupt anybody. As now, not saying, not discouraging people from trying to be successful. Nobody wants to be a failure. What I'm saying is, be careful what you let success do to your brain. Do not let success make you feel like you somebody special, because before you were successful, you're the same you. You living in the same skin you was in before you were successful. When you was just trying to get by and hadn't quite made it yet, you was wearing the same flesh. So you was able to get the check that you got. You hit that lick, whatever the fuck. Now what? Suddenly your skin and flesh have changed to new flesh? No, it's the same flesh. It's the same skin. It's the same brain. The same person. So what's different? The fact that you got that big check versus when you didn't have that big check. You're the same individual. Why should we revere and worship you because you hit that lick? We're proud of you. You get your roses, but we're not kissing your ass, and we're not worshiping the ground you walk on. Nor, if we were in a relationship with you, are we going to take your shit just because you hit that lick. Because we're human, we have feelings, and just like you say, I can get another one just like you because you need me. Well, if your rich, successful ass wanted my broke ass, if that's the case, this is for the people who are in this situation. If your rich ass wanted my broke ass, I can get another rich motherfucker just like you. See, everything that they say to you, you can say right back. As they try to say these things to the people who they say them to, I can get another one just like you. Reverse it. I can get another one just like you. Just like you had interest in me and you got more than I got, another motherfucker gonna have interest in me and you got more than I got. Tit for tat. Put a mirror up. It's your boy Open Mind dropping truth bombs for relationships and success stories. I hope y'all find love. Hope y'all find happiness. I'm not a relationship guru. I just like to point out the elephants in the room. Creator bless y'all. Get money. Deuces.